Hello friends, today I would like to have a chat about a performance by Tuba of the tune called Once in a While. Let me first make clear that this particular Once in a While is the one that was composed by William H. Butler in 1927. It's a lot played by jazz bands. There's also another completely different tune called Once in a While, which is a very lovely ballad. So to avoid confusion, I'm talking about the Butler tune, which was, I think, recorded by Louis Armstrong in 1927. Now, it's a fairly straightforward piece of music. It has what I might call a verse of 16 bars. That's the first theme, and then it has a second theme, let's call it the chorus, of 32 bars. The verse is 8 bars more or less repeated, and then the chorus is 32 bars, of which 16 are more or less repeated. So that's the general structure. Tuba play it in the key of C, which is slightly unusual. I think a lot of bands play it in B flat, which is a little easier on the fingering for some of the players. But Tuba take it in C. I'm going to highlight some of the features of this performance, and then I'm going to let you hear the whole thing. Now, if you know this tune, you'll recall that the verse part, the 16 bar section, goes something like la da 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 dum, la da 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 dum, and so on. Now, what they do at the beginning is to create a little introduction that leads beautifully into that verse, but also notice how Tuba always get the tempo absolutely right, and Shay, of course, counts it in carefully, knowing that everybody will stick exactly to the beats that she establishes. So watch that and listen just to the introduction. After the introduction, Shay herself plays the solo. She gives us a very clear exposition of it and attacks it very firmly. It's the melody that goes da 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 da, and you'll notice that she needs no support on this occasion from the reeds or the trombone. After playing that 16 bar verse, Shay gives a little swaying signal to the others to tell them to join in with her on the chorus. This is 32 bars, and it's the bit that goes da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum dum. So here we go with that. After the end of the chorus, Shay puts her hand on her head, as she often does, to signal that she wants them to go back. And in fact, they're going back to the verse, which they're going to play again, and this will be the only other time they play it. And in fact, it is played as a solo by Ewan. And notice his beautiful tone on the saxophone as he does so. As he comes to the end of his verse, Ewan makes a little hand gesture as he passes the baton, if you like, to Craig, and Craig then begins a 32 bar solo on the chorus. When he reaches the end of his chorus, Craig stops abruptly on the first beat of the 31st bar, leaving Barnabas to take over straight away to pick it up with the final 2 bars and then start his 32 bar chorus. When he reaches the end of his chorus, Barnabas tries the same trick as Craig did. He stops dead on the first beat of bar 31 as if he expects somebody else to pick it up and take it on from him. In fact, what happens is that there's a silence. Now, I don't know whether this is just a little accidental misunderstanding or mistake in the tune. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they intended it. Anyway, what happens after that is Shay starts her chorus, not on that 31st bar, but on the first beat of the next bar. And it's quite an amazing chorus. Now, Shay's 32 bar solo really is probably the most remarkable thing in this performance. Although it's played against a fairly simple progression of chords, nevertheless it's a really striking, daring, bold sort of improvisation. But the most amazing thing about it is that it is played against what you might think of as conventional stop chords, but they're nothing of the sort. Normally stop chords are played on beats 2 and 4, da, like that, but this time we're playing against a really complex rhythmic pattern with some of the stopped chords on the first beat of the bar, some of them even on half beats, and we've got the entire rhythm section doing this together throughout Shay's solo. Let's have a closer look at what those rhythm players are actually doing. At the end of her solo, with a little sway of her cornet, Shay lets the band know that she wants everybody joining in on a lusty final chorus, and all 10 of them will play that. In this final chorus of 32 bars, a couple of things to notice. First of all, on a signal from Shay, Todd takes a break on bars 15 and 16. And then when we get to the end of the 32 bars, Shay leads them through a little 2-bar coda, which is really a kind of repetition of the final bars. So that's how they end it off. So I hope you found those pointers helpful and that you'll now sit back and enjoy watching the entire performance, which I filmed in New Orleans in 2018. But from me for now, it's bye-bye.